Paris is the capital of France, and it's one of the most famous cities in the world. Over 10 million people live here, and it's a very busy and exciting city with many places to see. This is the Eiffel Tower. It's smaller than the Tokyo Tower, but it's more famous. It opened in 1889, and it is very famous for sightseeing. Thousands of people come here every day. But how do they get here? The Eiffel Tower is next to 2 metro stations. Visitors can take the metro to these stations, and then they can walk along the Seine River. This is the Musée d'Orsay. It's an art museum, and it opened in 1900. But it wasn't an art museum when it opened. It was a train station. How do you get to the Musée d'Orsay from the Eiffel Tower? Well, you can take a train because there are many train lines. You can also walk along the river for 30 minutes. Or you can drive for 10 minutes. But one of the best ways to get to the Musée d'Orsay is to ride the ferry. But you can't take a ferry to the Arc de Triomphe. To get here, you can drive a car or catch a taxi. You can also walk up the famous street in Paris called the Champs-Élysées. The Champs-Élysées is around 450 years old. It is older than the Arc de Triomphe, which opened in 1806. The Arc de Triomphe honors French soldiers, and many people go to see this place when they go to Paris. There are many famous places in Paris, and you can get to them in different ways. You can walk, you can drive, you can take the train, or you can ride the ferry. Today we're shopping at the market. We have to buy a lot of different things. What do we need? We need 10 carrots, 12 potatoes, and 7 onions. So how many vegetables do we need? Let's see. When we add 2 or more things together, we use addition. So 10 carrots plus 12 potatoes plus 7 onions equals 29 vegetables. But wait, we have onions at home, so we don't have to buy them at the market. How many vegetables do we need to buy now? We have 29 vegetables, but we don't need 7 onions. When we take away from something, we use subtraction. 29 minus 7 equals 22. But be careful. 7 minus 29 doesn't equal 22. Now we know we have to buy 22 vegetables. But how much money do we need? The carrots are 20 cents each, and we have to buy 10 of them. We can use multiplication to add more quickly. 10 multiplied by 20 is 200 cents. We can change the order too, so 20 multiplied by 10 is also 200 cents. But how many dollars is that? There are 100 cents in $1, and we can use division to separate the cents into dollars. 200 divided by 100 equals 2. We need $2. We also need 12 potatoes, and they are 15 cents each. 12 multiplied by 15 is 180. So that's $1.80 when we divide 180 by 100. How much money do we need? We can use addition again. $2 plus $1.80 is $3.80. So, we need 22 vegetables and $3.80. Let's go shopping! The art of paper folding, often called origami, is popular all over the world. It doesn't need any tools, and you can make almost anything. Some things, like this boat, only take a few steps to make. But other things can take hundreds of steps. People have been folding paper like this for centuries. Origami is almost as old as paper. The Egyptians were the first people to make papyrus. Then, the Chinese introduced paper to the world around 2,000 years ago. They have been making paper in the same way for most of their history. This is Shikayo village in China. It's a small village, but it's very famous for paper making. Paper is made from trees. First, people cut the tree branches. Then they use their hands to wash the branches in the river. And it takes a long time. When the branches are clean, they put them in very hot water to make them soft. Then, they take them out of the hot water and put them in cold water. This makes pulp. Then, they put all the pulp together to make the paper. Finally, they put the pulp on the wall to dry. And there it is, a new piece of paper. You can make many things with this paper. Some people put flowers in paper or paint it with different colors. Some people make books. And some people make origami. Water is all around us. It is in our oceans, lakes, and rivers. In fact, over 70% of the world is water. We need this water to live, but we can't drink most of it because it is mostly ocean water. A lot of the world's water needs to change from ocean water into rainwater so we can drink it. How does this happen? The water cycle makes this happen. The water cycle has 4 stages. Stage 1 is evaporation. It starts here, in the world's oceans, rivers, and lakes. The sun is an important part of the water cycle because it warms up the water. When water is hot, it evaporates. It changes from water into a gas called water vapor and moves into the air. Stage 2 is condensation. When the weather gets colder, the water vapor becomes cold too. When this happens, the water vapor turns into small water droplets. These water droplets collect in the sky and make clouds. These clouds move across the sky and they collect more and more water droplets. They transport this water all over the world. Stage 3 is precipitation. This happens when a cloud has a lot of water droplets. When the clouds become heavy, the water droplets fall back to the earth. This is precipitation. Did you know that rain and snow are both precipitation? They both start as water vapor in a cloud, but when it's very cold, the water vapor turns to snow. Precipitation is fresh water. We can drink rainwater that falls to the ground. But we shouldn't because sometimes it isn't clean. Stage 4 of the water cycle is collection. Water from rain and snow goes into the earth and also into rivers, lakes, and oceans. This is how Earth collects water again. People collect the water too. We clean it and then we drink it. The water cycle is very important. It gives us fresh water, and we need fresh water to live. The human body is amazing. It has many parts, and they all work together. Your bones and your muscles are very important parts of your body because you use them all the time. You use them when you run. You use them when you jump. You use them when you work. And you use them when you play. There are 206 bones in your body, and your ligaments connect those bones together. They are very important. Your bones and ligaments support and protect your body when you fall and hurt yourself. Different parts of the body have different bones. Did you know that one foot has 26 bones and 107 ligaments? These help us to run, jump, and kick. Our bones work with our muscles so we can move, and we use them together all the time. There are over 650 muscles in your body, and tendons attach your muscles to your bones. Muscles are really important too. Your muscles help your body move, like when you play sports. Muscles are softer than bones, but when you use them a lot, they become bigger and stronger. It's important that your bones and your muscles are healthy. There are many things you can do to keep them strong. Exercise is good for your bones and your muscles. Some people go to the gym to make their muscles stronger. Some play tennis or jump rope because it is good for their bones. But exercise isn't the only thing you should do. Eating healthy food like fruits and vegetables is also good for your bones and muscles. Which one is more important, exercising or eating healthy food? They are both very important. So, exercise and eat healthy food. Your bones and muscles will become stronger and healthier. All over the world, there are amazing places. There are mountains, forests, rivers, and oceans, and they all look beautiful. But if we aren't careful, the planet won't always look like this. Pollution is a big problem. It's harmful to the land, the air, and the water. We use a lot of plastic. If we don't recycle, it will pollute our land and our oceans, rivers, and lakes. But we can help. If we recycle, we can reduce land and water pollution. This is David. He lives in Chile, and he makes skateboards from recycled plastic. The ocean in Chile is very beautiful, and there are many different plants and animals here. But there is also a lot of water pollution, and it's mostly because of plastic. David collects the plastic garbage in the water. Then he takes it to a small factory in the city. Most factories put a lot of pollution in the air, and this is dangerous because it's harmful to our natural world. But David's factory is small, and he always tries to reduce air pollution. At the factory, David collects all the plastic he finds in the ocean and makes skateboards. They're cool, and they help reduce pollution too. A lot of pollution comes from cars, trucks, and airplanes. So whenever we skateboard, we reduce air pollution. Pollution is a big problem. But if we all work together, then we can keep our world beautiful. All over the world, there are many amazing engineering projects. Modern technology helps us build bridges to go over large bodies of water, and tunnels to go underwater and underground. This is the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. It goes over the body of water called the East River, between Brooklyn and Manhattan. Construction was started on the bridge in 1869. It took 14 years and it was finished in 1883. It opened that year on May 24th. At that time, it was the longest suspension bridge in the world. It was 486 meters long, 85 meters wide, and 276 meters high. It was very popular. On the first day, about 250,000 people crossed the bridge. Today, more than 120,000 cars and trucks and more than 4,000 cyclists go over the bridge daily. It's an amazing bridge, and it's very useful too. This is the Beijing subway. Beijing is the capital of China, and it's one of the biggest cities in the world. It has many long tunnels for trains, and they go everywhere in the city. They go under busy streets and old buildings, and they even sometimes go underwater. The Beijing subway is a big engineering project. It has over 500 kilometers of railway tracks. The subway was first opened in 1969. At that time, it was only 24 kilometers long, and there was only one subway line. Today, there are 18 lines and over 300 stations, and about 10 million people take the subway daily. These engineering projects are amazing. They were finished a long time ago, but many people still use them today. Everything we use is made from some type of material, and one of the most popular materials is plastic. There are many different plastics, like thin plastic, strong plastic, colorful plastic, and transparent plastic. It is in many different things, like airplanes, cars, computers, and cell phones. Plastic is very useful, and scientists are always looking for new kinds of the material. ETH Zurich is a very famous university for science. It's in Switzerland. Many famous scientists studied here, and 21 Nobel Prize winners worked here, including the world-famous physicist Albert Einstein. ETH Zurich has 18,500 students from 110 different countries and around 500 professors that come from all over the world. Professor Nicholas Spencer is a physicist. He's from the UK, and he studied at Cambridge University.
And this is just the contact radius?
But he's been working at ETH Zurich for around 25 years. Today, he works at the university, and every day he teaches students about materials. These students know a lot about science, and many of them are trying to discover new materials. They work very hard, and they do many experiments. They study all kinds of materials and try to learn new things about them. Then they try to make new materials. And maybe one day, these students could also win the Nobel Prize.